Hi, welcome to Naptime Nutrition. I'm Yaffi Lvova, registered dietitian nutritionist and owner of Baby Bloom Nutrition. Isn't that fancy? So today we're going to be talking about stress and how it impacts digestion. And this is the first in a series. I'm not sure if it'll be 2 or 3 Naptime Nutritions, but this is going to be the basics. And I'm going to be referring back to this for the future segments. So first, what is stress? I think we're all familiar with it, especially if you're a mom, if you're a parent, if you have been through school, if you have survived up into the point where you're watching this segment, you have experienced some amount of stress. There's psychological stress and physical stress, and often they are connected. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how the stress that you feel that affects your mind is going to affect your body as well, and how that happens, and how we can recover from that as well, hopefully. So talking about stress, what are common stressors? Write down on the comments what stresses you out. So for me, what stresses me out is lack of sleep. And that is not very compatible with having a baby or like 3. So that's a problem that I have that I try to deal with. Also traffic and crazy drivers and being lost. All of that stuff really stresses me out. I want to hear in the comment section what stresses you out. So what a lot of people get stressed out by is their weight. And I'm going to really be kind of harping on that because we think that pursuing weight loss is really the goal when the true goal is health and pursuing health. So the mere act of pursuing weight loss is going to mess with your digestion, and really it's counterproductive. So let's talk about why. First, your gut is considered your second brain in a lot of different cultures. So there are reasons for that. It's got its own nervous system, and it's the gut-based immune defense system, or the enteric nervous system. Your intestines, your gut is your intestines. It's the same thing. I'll use them interchangeably. That it's its own little world, and I'm really going to get at how intense that is, but it really is its own little world within your body, and it operates in conjunction with the brain, but also independently in some regard. There are endocrine cells along the lining of your intestines. Okay, so the lining of your intestines look kind of like your fingers, and the lining goes like this, and you have all of this surface area. And along the surface area, you have these cells. And along those cells are your microbiota. And I'm going to get into how intense that is, how many of these beneficial bacteria are sitting there. And I have done a Naptime Nutrition on probiotics. So if you really want to see specifically on probiotics, go back and check that one out. But let's talk more about your gut, your amazing gut. 85% of your serotonin secretion comes from your intestines. So what is serotonin? Serotonin is a feel-good neuroreceptor, which means that when things happen that make you feel good, serotonin is secreted into your bloodstream and really help you to feel that good feeling. So when you have, when you fall in love, when you hold hands, when you kiss, or when you eat, I don't know, chocolate ice cream, for example, you get that rush of neurotransmitters that make you feel good. And serotonin is one of those. It really helps to regulate your mood. And if you have an unhealthy gastrointestinal tract, that's going to affect the serotonin production, and it's going to affect your mood that way. So you've heard the term gut feeling, and there are some more terms that are gut related. When you talk about butterflies, you feel butterflies in your stomach. You have a gut instinct. Your guts are tied up in knots, or you have a gut-wrenching experience. All of these show you that in our vernacular, in our daily vocabulary, we recognize that the gut is a major part of how we feel and how we act and how we react. So it's built in. So now we just need to make that connection. The microbiome determines a lot of different aspects of health. And the word microbiome refers to the bacteria that's inside your gut, but not only just the bacteria, how that bacteria communicates with the rest of your body. And it's like its own biosphere. Like if you've seen Biosphere 2 in Tucson, which see it once, whatever. Anyway, it's a biosphere. It's an entire system going on in your intestines. A low diversity can be related to things like Parkinson's, autism, depression, anxiety. And that means that you just don't have enough different kinds or enough of a population of those beneficial bacteria in your intestines. A high diversity, meaning a lot of different kinds of those bacteria, is related to health. Less than 1% of the genes in your entire body are human. Think about that for a second. You know that there are a lot of bacteria in there, but those bacteria have a lot of genes. There are 360 to 1 is the ratio of the bacteria genes to the human genes that are in your body. So you are more bacteria than you are human, which is why we really have to take care of them, because they need to take care of us. Communication, the sheer amount of bacteria, they're sitting right along that endothelial walls, and they are communicating with your brain. There is a lot of communication going on there through the intestinal wall. They generate signals in response to physical and emotional stress and other states as well. So it's important to really try to manage your stress, because when you have a lot of stress, it changes your microbiome. It changes how your health is going to be. Your gut reactions are just as your face is going to display any kind of reactions that you have emotionally, your gut also has physical reactions to emotions that you're feeling. So if you're feeling sad, your face pulls down, your mouth goes into a frown. These are muscular movements, and there are muscular movements also with the gut. So there are also pH changes as well, which changes how you digest. So when you're upset, your stress causes the GI system to reverse. It's supposed to go this way, right? The food goes down and kind of stays that way until it leaves. But when you get really stressed out or upset, your GI system goes on pause. Your body goes into a fight or flight mode, and your body takes the emphasis off of digestion and puts it more into getting you ready to run from a bear or whatever your body thinks is going on. And you do react to certain stressors as if you are being chased by a bear. So let's say you're having dinner and one of your kids starts throwing food. You may have a stress reaction to that, but your body reacts as if you're about to chase a bear, as if the bear is about to chase you. And that's really, it's a very intense reaction. So your body is either going to pause digestion or reverse it, which means your food is going to exit rapidly. And the truth is that it could exit rapidly either direction. So it could speed up digestion that way, just pushing food out of the body so that your body can focus on other things, like running from a bear that doesn't exist. So what happens when that happens? So your body releases cortisol and norepinephrine, which are the going to run from a bear neurotransmitters. And your food is going to sit like a brick or be expelled, as I mentioned. It changes your microbiota. The gut wall becomes more permeable, which means that the intestinal wall that was like this, now instead of having this, it starts having holes, which means that larger molecules of food get out of your digestive tract and into the bloodstream. So what happens then? I mean, those molecules are meant to be smaller. Once they get into the bloodstream, it's supposed to be broken down. So what happens? Your body starts to react as if you are allergic or at least intolerant to those foods. And that will show up on tests. So if you've ever been in a situation where you start having a lot of reactions to different foods, it could be that you started reacting to something, your body felt a stress and started getting a gut permeability, and you start reacting to other foods as well. And that's kind of multifaceted. So if that's something that's going on, you want to work with an appropriate professional to make sure that your nutrition is on target for your needs. But that's where that can come from. The stress that is caused emotionally starts to cause spastic contractions in the stomach and the colon, which means that you're going to have improper digestion. You're going to have gas. You're going to have bloating. You're going to have pain, possibly vomiting or diarrhea. I mean, this is a very pleasant, I hope you're not eating right now. So that's really the direct cause, or the direct effect of stress on your system. So next time, we're going to discuss stress at the table and how that affects your family dynamic, how it affects selective eating, and how it can trigger your child to refuse a lot of different types of food. So get ready for that. Join me next week at the same time, 1 p.m. Arizona, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see you then. In the meantime, come join me on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. While you're already there, just hit like. Toddler Test Kitchen, if you are local to the Phoenix area, we are going to be making some super beet cookies on Monday at 10 o'clock. So come join me there, hhcm.org/TTK for registration. And I have Save My Sanity program, Save My Sanity. Join me and take back parenthood. It's a 3-week course. It started on Sunday, but you can still jump in. I've got 2 spaces left. So PM me, let me know if you're interested in that. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks.